Hey, what's going on, everybody? Mike Straus back at you without an interview this time. Doing something a little bit different. Being a buddy of mine and fellow mixed martial arts journalist Sean Lennon stopped by. So we're going to shoot the shit about some MMA for about 30 minutes or so. But before we get to that, you guys know you can find my work at bjpenn.com, low kick, cage side press. Of course, my YouTube channel, Mike Straus, MikeMikeMMA. All right, now finally, this is something that Sean and I want to do for a while. Just so happened to be he had a little bit of time off. So we got together and hope you guys enjoy it. What's going on, everybody? Mike Straus. We're doing something a little bit different, I guess. Me and Sean Lennon, we decided to get together and do a little MMA podcast. What's going on, man?
Hey, good. How about you, Mike?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for doing this. It's a nice sunny Monday.
Yes.
It looks nice. It's kind of cold, but it's at least nice outside, right?
That's true, man. Yeah, it was an easy drive over here. Got here sooner than I thought, and yeah, I'm excited to break down some of the MMA fights that we got going on.
The first thing you said to me when I opened the door to let you in the apartment, the first thing you fucking said to me was, dude, Nashville.
Yeah.
Or Pettis, right?
Yeah,
Crazy.
that Superman punch. I mean, I got so loud when that happened. I woke my dad up. He's like, are you okay? Is everything okay? As I do live with my dad, and he's like, is everything? I'm like, yeah, everyth's fine, man. This was an incredible knockout. You know, I didn't see that coming. As the fight wore on,
Did you pick Thompson to win?
No, I had Pettis.
You had Pettis winning the fight.
Submission. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I thought Anthony Pettis was going to take him to the ground, submit him.
Okay.
Thought it was something similar that we saw against Chiesa. I thought we see it because I picked Chiesa over Pettis, and I regretted that decision.
I think I might have too. Yeah.
I actually put money on that.
Ooh, I didn't do that.
To the Rufus Sport guys, they're going to give me a lot of crap if they hear this.
No one listens, so it's
I know. Hopefully.
We're just talking about.
Hey, never say no one listens, dude. Yeah. I'll take you back. Okay, another story. I'll take you back to last year's Bellator. And one of the fighters on the undercard, Adil Benjalani.
Okay, yeah,
I had picked Corey Jackson to beat him. This is why I don't pick local fights anymore.
Adil is set to fight on this coming Bellator card too.
Yes, he is. Right. But he'll be on the main card.
Right.
But this was the undercard of prelims, and this is why I don't pick fights with local fighters anymore. He heard that I picked against him because as he was walking by,
it's rough.
He said, "You doubt me. You doubt me."
Wow.
I was hoping he was talking to somebody else. He was looking right at me, and I put my hand out to shake it. He shook my hand, but he's like, slapped my hand. He's like, "You doubt me." Felice Herrick looked back at me. Ed Soares looked back at me. Felice is like, "What? Who is he? What happened?" And I was like, "Yeah, he was on my show." Wow. And then Ed Soares told me, "Fighters are like giraffes." Oh no, not giraffes. Are like elephants
with their memories.
Yes. He told me that. He's like, fighters are like elephants, and
some might be like giraffes too, I guess, in a weird way.
Yeah, right, true.
And Gano's probably hung like a giraffe.
That's funny. Probably.
How could he not be? Right? I mean, it would be fucking weird if the dude had a small wiener, right? Let's be honest. If that dude had like an inch, that'd be weird, right? You know that motherfucker's packing like an anaconda, dude. Come on. Anyway.
Never thought of that, but
well, it's things I think about. You get high enough, you think about anything.
That's true, man. Yeah. So, but yeah, that after that, I don't pick regional fights. I'll talk about the fights. I won't pick a winner.
Good point.
Yeah, I don't. And after that was Bellator, but their whole undercard is regional. So
yeah, no, they do that a little bit different than a lot. I mean, obviously the UFC does things completely different.
Well, they're the NFL of MMA. That's what I tell everybody. It's just like we used to be. Oh, aren't you covering UFC yet? Well, they're the NFL of MMA.
Yeah,
right. It's not like it's. Can you go out and cover the Chicago Bears?
Exactly.
Right,
why aren't you the top of your profession already?
Exactly. Yeah. And I tell people I cover Bellator. It's just like we go back to it.
I really like Bellator, man. I do. I dig them. There's a lot, dude. It's a good time to be a fan, right? There's so much good MMA. It's good. It's crazy, man. On the Nashville card, though, man. Besides obviously the Pettis knockout, which was fucking nuts, right? Yeah. What else really stood out to you?
Macy Barber.
Yeah.
JJ Aldrich, all eyes are on Macy Barber.
Aldridge looked really good early on, and then Macy just decided, okay, I'm Macy Barber. Let's shut this down. I agree with you. She looked great. I was at her debut in Denver.
Right.
I think she is the future. Her nickname is fitting, but I will be a little critical here. I will play Debbie Downer. That fight, I think, was stopped a little bit early. I think you probably could have let it. I mean, and I'm just nitpicking,
right?
Because I think that Barber would have won no matter what,
right?
I just think it could have probably went on a little bit longer. But all that aside, she is fucking good, dude.
Yeah, she is. She puts it together real well.
You like her better at 125?
115.
No, this was 125.
Oh, this is 125.
You
right.
like her better at 125?
Oh man,
She
sorry, man, I haven't been as into it. I thought this was still 115.
No, this was
it was.
Yeah, this was her debut at 125. Both of them, as a matter
I've been
of fact.
taking a little break, like I said.
It's all good, man.
So, I do like her at 125, but 115 is my favorite weight class currently. Women's 115 is my. So I would have liked to see her stay at 115, but I mean the thing is she won't have to take on like my favorite Rose Namajunas, and she could get her path to the title.
But you can argue.
I like her. I like her at 125. Yeah,
I do too. But you can argue that 125 is a harder road. I mean, you know, Valentina.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Valentina, right? Shevchenko is going to be real tough for her. And I you know what? I think she's going to be a star no matter what weight class she goes.
Yeah.
It's not going to really. I think the whole division will take notice of her, and they have taken notice of her. I do like her in that weight class actually.
Going back to what you said too about not remembering which division she was in, dude.
Yeah.
Listen, I fuck up all the time, and there's just the fact of the matter is there's just way too much.
There is
to cover, and people could say it's lack of preparation. Yeah, okay, some of it might be,
right?
Some of it might be, but the bottom line is everybody fucks up, and if you want to pretend like you don't, then you're fake as shit.
Well,
right?
all that matters is Macy Barber's fighting on the card. I'm interested in seeing her fight.
Exactly.
That's the most important thing is, and all eyes are on her.
Dude,
listen, she's attractive.
7-0 now.
I love the way she looks. I love the way she fights.
Yeah, she does have the whole package, man. And
yes.
you know what I really like is that she decided to change things up, man. She was at Factory X and she went to Rufus Sport for this.
I actually met her at Rufus Sport.
Very cool, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously, dude, Barber, we both agree she's definitely wearing her moniker correctly. She's the future. I know Curtis Blades, dude, that really struck a chord with you.
Yes.
You think he is on the right track?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he came out there and he took out a tough guy in Willis, and guy trades the AKA. I like the way that he did. I
love his thing afterwards.
Yes,
bro. Big titty. That was hilarious.
Oh my! I didn't realize what I thought he said big.
Because Willis's nickname is Big Pretty.
Pretty, right? But I thought he said something completely different. The first time I catch that,
he said Big Titty.
Oh,
said something about Big Titty, and I was like, oh my god, that's
well,
hilarious.
he was fired up, and rightfully so. I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah, because Curtis isn't that kind of a guy.
Right. Yeah. I want to see more of that Curtis Blades. I want to see him be more aggressive, and I know he's disappointed that he didn't get the opportunity to fight DC when he thinks he should have. I don't know if that was the right fight at the right time, but I'll tell you what, he's definitely in the top 3 of the heavyweight division, and he's gonna show you upcoming why he deserves that title shot. But like I said, I don't think that was the right time for him to fight DC.
Yeah,
at that time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna play Debbie Downer again here because I'm a Curtis Blades fan.
Yes.
Obviously from Chicago here. And, putting my journalism cap on, I don't really think that win was all that impressive. I'm not really too high on Justin Willis.
Yeah.
And I don't think that his victory was all that impressive. It was dominant. It was completely dominant.
Yeah.
I scored it for him. He won every single round easily. He almost finished it one time when he dropped him. But I just don't think that win is all that impressive. Now, that being said, he was already number 4 in the world, so there's not really much anywhere else where he can go.
Right, and I agree.
This is what I'd like for him. He didn't take much damage in that fight. UFC 238 in Chicago is coming here in a couple months. Let's do this. Let's book Curtis Blades against Stipe Miocic in the main event. Miocic is an Ohio guy. Blades is a Chicago guy. That makes all the sense in the world.
Is it for interim title?
No, I wouldn't do that. But you make this whoever wins this fight is fighting DC.
But usually every pay-per-view is headlined by a title fight now.
Okay, well then make it a co-main. I don't know, but that should be on that card, right?
Yeah, I'd like to see it as a co-main.
It makes sense,
just not for the title or anything.
No, I don't think it should be for a belt. But that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I would love to see it as a co-main event. But we still have Shevchenko and I.
True.
That's our main event.
There you go. You're right.
They need to add something else.
Definitely, they need to stack that card
like
they did last year.
Yeah, they need, and I don't know who they're going to do it with, because we know Kobe and Usman's not going to happen until maybe in the fall, right? So it doesn't look like Usman. Obviously, he was limping, right? He had something with his knee or whatever.
So you think they're going to put 2 title fights on there?
Yes, they need to. But you can't have Shevchenko and I can't close out the show. It's not big enough, in my opinion.
Even if Stipe and Blades is the co-main, I think that's strong enough.
I mean, it's pay-per-view, man. We get it. We have to stack it up.
There's still 3 more fights in the card, but
we got robbed of the Cejudo Dillashaw because I think that was supposed that they had pegged Chicago. I actually have talks with people close to Cejudo, and that was supposed to be the fight That was supposed to be a main event UFC 238, and Dillashaw pissed hot. And there's no bantamweight title, but still, he can't fight a flyweight for the flyweight title because you piss hot. It doesn't matter what division you're fighting in, you know?
Yeah, that's a bummer,
and then obviously he lost his belt, and I think that was the fight we were going to see for the main event. So it's up in the air, and you know what? Maybe the UFC can sell me on it. But come on, man, it's pay-per-view. We need to bring something more. But you know, UFC sold me on stuff before that I wasn't into, and so you know, it's all about how they market it.
Like, think about that. If those are your two, if at the top of the card, and then you throw, like, let's say a Yair Rodriguez or maybe even a Ricardo Lamas fight on there, all of a sudden that main card's looking real nice.
It's true. It's true. And listen, you know, in hindsight, and I was happy when I went to UFC 213 and we saw the main event between Romero and Whitaker. That was a great main event.
Shit.
And the original main event got canceled. No, the very first time. And the very first, the main event was supposed to be Nunes Shevchenko.
Right.
In hindsight, I thank God that fight was canceled because it was boring.
Yep, you're right.
It was so boring. I got to end my night earlier, and I'd have to sit through that crap. You know?
Yeah.
So sometimes it works out, and it just depends. You know, I think they're going to load up that undercard for sure.
For sure.
And
I love to see a lot of local guys
fight.
like Jared Gordon, and that's what I think. You know, not that Jared Gordon's a New York guy, but he's been training in Rufus Sport, and we consider him a local guy now.
Macy Barber.
That would even be a fucking sweet card.
You know, that would be awesome to have her on the card.
She didn't take too much damage, Yeah. All right, bro. So looking to the future, I mean, as you said, boom, 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 one after another. UFC Philly's right here, dude.
Right.
And it's a pretty decent card looking through.
Yeah, man. It's on ESPN, regular ESPN, so
it is. It's
no one can complain. Everyone's complained that fights are on ESPN Plus, and it's
fuck everybody.
No, but listen, it kind of is a bummer because I used to be able to go out with my friends and catch them on TV or catch them at the bar. Now,
like on
if
Fox.
they don't have when they have FS1, now if they don't have ESPN Plus, I can't do it. If I log into someone's ESPN Plus account, my ESPN Plus account on my device is locked out. I have to call them. I did that once.
Wait, what?
Yeah, ESPN will not let you log in on multiple devices. They block you. Even with Sling TV, if you have ESPN package and Sling TV, they will block you out. I did that because I logged into my phone, and they blocked me out.
At the same time, you're saying? You tried logging in at the same time?
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, like, if you go to a friend's house and you try to log in on ESPN Plus, they're going to lock you out of your device. The original device.
I wonder how that works because.
So you're kind of grounded. You have to stay at home and watch the fights.
Well, I wonder how that works because I have ESPN Plus and I have it as an app on my phone, and I also have it as I also go to the website on my computer.
Right.
And I also have it through my PlayStation.
And it doesn't lock you?
No, I've never been locked
Maybe
out.
if you're on a different person's device then.
Right, but how would they know that?
They did. They locked me out, man.
Huh.
And because, you know, my buddy tried to give me his login, and when I tried to put it in, it wouldn't let you just log in. It says you sign up for a free trial, or you have to go online, and you have to specific to your account.
Were you on a free trial?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
No, because they wouldn't let me. There was nowhere to put in like the name and password on the device. I know.
Regardless, it's a stacked card.
It is. I know. I'm just saying it's good that everybody can check it out.
For sure.
Because everybody thought when UFC's on ESPN, I can watch it on regular ESPN.
Right. It was a little misleading at first, but I think
Yes.
it's not too much of a big deal. Along those lines, all the pay-per-views now got to be on that. What is your feeling about that?
Well, for those that watch at home, they're kind of screwed. Luckily, I usually watch them at the bars, so I don't have to worry about having the app.
Why would they be screwed if they're at home?
Because if they don't have the ESPN Plus app and they refuse to get the app, which I know a lot of people that are doing that, they will not be able to order the pay-per-view.
Right. So if they refuse to pay the $5 a month that ESPN Plus is.
I know people like that.
but here's the thing, though. They're saving money.
They don't care.
Because they're lowering the pay-per-view price point $10. So you're saving $5 a month by subscribing.
They don't care. They just don't care.
So they just
they're like
they don't seem like a very viable person. I mean, what kind of person is going to say I refuse to save $5 a month?
I know. I don't get it, but I just know people like that.
But that's a valid point by you. There are people like that.
Yeah, there are people like that. Yeah, and that's unfortunate fact. But I think that everybody should get on ESPN Plus because it's
why not? Fuck it.
It's got all kinds of sports. It's not just MMA.
Right.
It's got all kinds of sports. But for someone
like me who really just likes MMA, it's still worth it.
It's still worth it. Right.
The only thing is like, why the fuck does Fight Pass exist? You know,
Well, Fight Pass has like separate content. Like it has all the other promotions under the UFC umbrella.
they give you just enough.
Yeah.
They give you just enough original shit to make you fucking come back. You know, I think eventually they'll phase them out, but
We'll see.
We'll see.
I like Fight Pass because Invicta's on there.
Yeah, a lot of island fights,
promotions,
a lot of good fights, a lot of good organizations.
Titan FC, and I don't even have time to watch them all.
And along these same lines, DAZN is raising their price now. Let me explain though, because if you're already a subscriber like me, you're grandfathered in for 1 year at the $9.99 price point. However, if you're not, or after that year, you're going to be forced to pay $20 a month, $19.99 a month, or you can pay an upfront $99, $100.
Right.
So if you do that, you're actually saving money because
I
it
know
only comes
people
out to
don't
be
do it.
$850.
Yeah.
So for me, this is a good thing.
I did the same thing with Fight Pass. I just paid it up front.
Give them the money up front, and then you end up saving money. It works out. But yeah, I figured we should probably mention that too.
Right. Are you a big boxing guy?
I'm not.
No. There's a lot of boxing on DAZN.
A ton.
And we have,
Plus they have Combate.
aren't they going to have Canelo's next fight on there?
Yeah. They
And you'll get it. So you have no choice but not to watch it.
I probably won't watch
Mayo.
it, but yeah. I'm just, I'm
Really?
not, I'll watch, I watch the heavyweight fights and stuff.
Me too. I'm into the big fights.
And in the 90s, I was a big boxing fan.
Yeah.
Roy Jones. One of my favorite boxers of all times was Joe Calzaghe, a Welsh boxer. Not even a lot of people know about him, but there was a time I followed it, but there's a time I followed pro wrestling too.
Right. I got you.
There wasn't a bigger pro wrestling fan in the 80s and early 90s than me.
Right.
And then
that's
even,
a lot
even
of
the
people.
late 90s, even the late 90s.
Yeah, they
But then
don't.
something happened. I don't know.
Yeah. It happens though, and I think boxing is always going to be there. I respect
For
it as a
sure.
separate sport.
That's what it is.
It's never. It's not. UFC's not going to take
It's
it
the
over.
sweet science.
UFC is never going to take it over. You know what I mean? There's people that just love watching boxing,
sure.
and I enjoy it as well. I enjoy the Canelo fight and Triple G, and I enjoyed the fight between Devontae Wilder.
Oh yeah,
that was a hell of a fight, and Tyson Fury. I can't wait for that rematch.
They're not going to have it,
and I'm going to watch.
They're not going to have the rematch because now they're in different organizations.
Right.
Now it's all fucked up, man. That's the one thing about boxing.
That's what I don't like. Is it's all these too many promotions, too many tangibles, and everything. And whatever happened to Zuffa boxing?
Yeah, right. That's still out there. But a cheap segue along the boxing lines. In the main event of this weekend, Phil, you have Justin Gaethje,
Yes.
the boxer, the guy that wants to get in and lay that fucking
Yes.
KO blow against your kickboxer, and Edson Barbosa, your Muay Thai traditional guy. What the fuck's gonna happen here, bro?
I'm
Sean
very
Lennon.
high on Edson Barbosa. I told you, he should
Really?
be the former 155-pound champion already.
You believe
I
so?
think, in my booking, in my eyes,
In your
he
humble
should've-
opinion.
Yeah, but I just think he lost certain
your
fights.
HMU or HMO.
I know, man. But he lost the Habib fight. That was a big blow.
Well,
And
that's a beep though.
Habib. I know, but people had him winning against Habib. And I even thought that was going to be a tough fight for Habib.
Yeah.
I know, going into it.
I could see a lot of people did.
I was on the border, and I was like, I love Barbosa, but I know Habib's that. I go with Habib. I was trying to say like, well, Habib hasn't fought in so long, so maybe that would give him Barbosa the edge. It didn't, but I mean, he, that knockout of Dariush, he beat Gil Melendez, he beat Anthony Showtime Pettis, who we just talked about, right? And so, I mean, he was right on the cusp of getting that title shot, and he just never did. He just, he just couldn't win the big one to get that title shot.
I mean, if you look at his losses, the only one that stands out to me, like, really, is the Michael Johnson loss.
Yes.
I mean, the Donald Cerrone rear naked choke, hey, shit happens. People sleep on Donald Cerrone on the ground.
Right.
Tony Ferguson losing in the Darcer's, no shame.
Right.
Khabib, no shame. Even
Lee.
the Kevin Lee at that time, well, it was a doctor stoppage. So, hey, that's
But he was
just
getting
bad luck.
outworking the whole fight.
He was. Good point. But the Michael Johnson fight is like, whatever. Yeah, I mean, he's only lost to savages, man. That's the point here.
And I think he should have. I think he's a lot closer to the title shot than people imagine.
Well,
He should have been in the past. I'm saying in the past, not now.
Yeah, I was at his last fight, and we were doing an interview with I forget who, but then all of a sudden we see Dan Hooker get wheeled out on a stretcher going to the hospital. He fucked him up, dude.
He did.
He fucked that dude
And
up.
I had Hooker winning that fight.
Me too.
I actually went against Barbosa because of the prior two losses.
Dude, seeing those men in person, and I'm a big guy. I'm almost 6'2", and I'm like 250. I'm a big guy.
Right.
But standing next to Barbosa, and you're like, okay, yeah, he's put together. He's a good size fighter. But stand next to Hooker, and he towers over me, and you know, I'm like, wow, this motherfucker is big.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had Hooker, but no, man. No way. No, you can never. Educated feet, man. He fucks people up with
the
those.
leg kicks. I thought, man, that fight should have been stopped way before it did.
It could have been.
Could have been. You saw him like he was just keeled over and he was ready to.
I will always argue for a later stoppage, so
Yeah.
I was cool with it. But yeah, I could, you could see that. That was a brutal fight, man. So you like Barbosa winning this then?
I do give him the edge on Gaethje just because I know Gaethje, he's a bit more technical. Gaethje's going to go in there like he normally does. And listen, Gaethje could walk out with another knockout.
For sure, he could do what he did to James Vick.
Yes, but I just see Barbosa going in there and outpoint him. I think it's going to go all 5 rounds for decision. I think it's safe bet. Yeah, I got Barbosa. I mean, that's in respect to Gaethje. I think Barbosa could knock out Gaethje.
Wow. See, I don't think. I think there's no way it's going to go to decision.
No,
I don't think there's any way. I think probably Barbosa will probably finish him in the 3rd round, 4th round.
So you got Barbosa as well.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just respect for Gaethje because he's tough. He takes a lot. It might be a later stoppage, like you said. It might be reminiscent of the Eddie Alvarez Gaethje fight, which I would love.
War, How about the co-main event? David Branch against another savage and Jack Hermanson. He fought on that Milwaukee card too.
I know.
That dude needs to start getting the respect that he deserves. He is an animal. I have him beating Branch and getting his respect in this fight.
Yeah, man. Jack Hermanson, I mean, he beat Dali's Leites, Gerald Mershard, ground and pound wins. I mean,
he's running through fools, dude.
He is.
His last loss was to Thiago Santos.
Yeah. Well, that guy
come on.
Yeah, that guy's ridiculous.
And by the way, he lost with 1 second left in the 1st round. So it was kind of a fluky KO.
Right. I think I'm going to go with the Joker. I'm going with Jack Hermanson on this fight.
Yeah.
David Branch hasn't really shown me much since he entered the UFC.
I think David Branch is one of those guys that is he's high level outside the UFC, but UFC, just there's a different level. How about Josh Emmett is back, dude, after all of what he's been through. I just got a chance to speak with him.
You did?
Super cool guy, man. Michael Johnson. Who do you got in this?
Man, that's a tough one. I do like Josh Emmett, man. I think every time I've seen him come out there, he was finishing a lot of people. He was super.
He was so close to a title shot, and then he ran into a buzzsaw by Jeremy Stevens, dude.
I know, and he knocked out Ricardo Lamas. I talked to him after that fight. I hit him on the show. I was like, I got to talk to him
in that fight too.
He was
a big underdog. I'm like, people are sleeping on this dude. He's got because I knew that Lamas would bang with him. Because Lamas is a banger.
Yeah.
And I knew people weren't respecting that. Emmett knocks fools out at Alpha Male, and that's not an easy thing to do.
And the way to go out, I mean, if you talk to Ricardo, I think he'd rather go out that way than to be a questionable,
I think all of them would, right?
And I mean, I didn't ask Ricardo that question. I'm just saying I'm pretty sure he would feel that way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. I think he just came out of the blue, and he's really good at 145. I think it's a good thing that Clay Guida moved up because that's his teammate.
Right.
So he moved out of the way.
Who do you like? I like Emmett. I think he can do it.
You see, Michael Johnson, he's like on again, off again, on again, off again. He's just too inconsistent for me. And listen, he beat Lobov by unanimous decision. That was a good fight for him. That was a good win. And then against Andre Fili, he got him by split decision.
Which I don't think he won that fight. But
you don't think he won?
No,
Fili,
I think I scored it for Fili. Yeah, I was there at that fight too.
Okay,
but whatever. I'm not a judge. So
he did win against Dustin Poirier. Look at Dustin Poirier is stuck. So it's just so crazy to think because Michael Johnson, he's on, off. It's
crazy that he's 19-13.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the more consistent guy in Josh Emmett.
Yeah, me too.
I think he's going to come back prepared. I think that loss with Jeremy Stevens, that was a crazy fight because remember it looked like there was a illegal. What was the thing? The controversy of that? There was an illegal.
It was like an illegal knee, and it was so crazy. It was like just a millisecond and up and down.
I feel bad for him too after.
Yeah, it was rough. He went through a lot after that. A lot.
He had brain trauma.
So much. You got to check out his interviews. If not the one with me,
I did listen to one.
With whatever. He's been through hell.
Yeah, he did go through a lot.
One thing that stood out to me though, looking at this the whole card, but particularly the main card is how hard these fights are to pick.
Yes.
They're really pick'ems.
They are.
This next one, Michelle Waterson, Carolina Kowalkiewicz. Are you kidding me?
I
This
know.
fight is fucking super hard. The only reason why I'm able to give you a quick decision is because I was just on my buddy's podcast, Dirty Brawlers, and I'm like the MMA guy, and I already had to spend time thinking about this. So I've already thought a lot about these, but it's agonizing.
Yes.
Waterson versus Kowalkiewicz. Holy shit. What do I do here? I'm going to go Waterson.
I love Michelle Waterson as a fighter, man. She's never out of the fight. Like, her fight with Tisha Torres, she's stuck in there. Tisha looked big in that fight. I don't know why. When you see her in person, she looks small. When you see her in the cage, she looked like a monster. And listen, she took that fight, she took that loss, and she managed to still keep, she didn't quit. So I give her the heart for that. And against Felice Herrig, I thought that fight was, it wasn't her best performance.
Yeah.
She did enough to win that fight. Against Courtney Casey, that could have went either way.
Yeah, Casey's always in fucking split decisions.
Yeah, I know. But the loss to Rose, that has to weigh heavy on her because, that was, the former champion. She wants to get another shot at Rose. Carolina just got knocked down her last fight. So I don't know how she's feeling. If because a lot of fighters, once they get knocked out, they're more defensive. And that's what I think you're going to see, a more defensive Carolina. She's not going to let her hands go.
Think Waterson's going to win?
Yeah, I think she's going to be more timid, Carolina, and I think Waterson has got the victory. I think she's going to go in there, and if not knockout, she's going to get the decision. What I'm saying is I think KK is her chin has been tested already.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think she wants to let that chin out there too long.
And then there's a light heavyweight fight. You have Paul Craig. He had that fucking ridiculous submission with 1 second left in the fight.
I saw that.
A couple fights ago.
I saw that win.
Against Kennedy and Njoku.
Yeah. That was against Ankalaev.
Magomed Ankalaev. Yeah, that was
He doesn't get
dude.
enough recognition. A lot of the foreign fighters, we don't get enough profile recognition about them. We don't really see them on social media doing much. So he's just a guy that's just fell under the radar, unless you're a hardcore fan that watches every prelim like me and you do. But
right.
Listen, he's an exciting fighter, and I think he's facing some tough losses. I don't know much about his opponent except he's undefeated.
I remember seeing him on the Contender Series.
Okay,
That's where he earned his contract.
He had a knockout there on the Contender Series, right?
Yeah, but I personally, I think that Kennedy and Njoku, I think he's a solid prospect. I think this is going to be a case of too much too quick, though, too soon, too much too soon. I think that Paul Craig is a very solid veteran. He's a very good test for guys like this. And I'm not saying that Kennedy can't pass it. I just don't know if he's going to at this point in his career. I'm going to say Paul Craig finds a way to get it done.
I think Paul Craig is going to pull out another submission.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know how he's going to do it, but yeah, you say submission.
He's a good submission artist.
He definitely is.
He's got that long range when it comes to the submission game. I think he's a fun fighter to watch. Like I said, we just need to get more of these guys profiled. You know what I mean? I don't know how the UFC can do it, but we just not a lot of when you have a card in Philly and you can't recognize a guy, it's kind of sucks, And
then kicking off the main card, dude, you have another 145-pound fight with Shayman Moraes against Sadiq Youssef. Now, I remember Youssef from the Contender Series too. He had one of probably the 2 or 3 best fights on the Contender Series ever, and that's when he went to war with Mike Davis. That was fucking crazy. That was incredible. Check it out if you haven't seen it. But that being said, he's going against a guy in Shayman Moraes who beat Julio Arce in his last outing, and I am super high on Julio Arce, and he took a split decision against him. This is maybe the hardest of all the fights for me to pick. Yeah. I'm going to go Youssef here.
That's a tough one for me to pick. I'm not too familiar with them. I know who Moraes is, but this is a tough one. This is a pick 'em for me. I'll just say I hope it's a good fight.
It definitely will be.
Yeah, that's just what I'm going to go because I don't know too much about either man's background,
And then a couple of shout outs on the prelims here, man. We have Ross Pearson going against Des Green. That should be a good little scrap.
Yes.
Kevin Holland, he's fighting your boy Gerald
GM3.
Gerald Machar. Yeah. And then Alex Perez, I just got to speak with him a while ago.
Yeah, I've had him on my show.
He's a cool dude.
And I had Mark De La Rosa on my show recently.
And that's who he's fighting, yeah.
I know. That was a last minute. Yeah, a lot of last minute fights. Yeah, I'm excited for all those.
Not a bad little card.
No, not at all. I like Ray Borg on the fight, too. against Kyler Phillips. Ray Borg hasn't fought in a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute because the eye thing. And anything else you want to add, man?
I'm just excited for the next pay-per-view because I'm a big Dustin Poirier fan.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm a big Max Holloway fan, too.
Even though they're making a belt up?
It's fine with me.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I think it should be the 165-pound belt.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I think this is a rematch, and you go back and watch the first fight, and Holloway's just grown tremendously since there. It's hard to imagine it's the same man,
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna
Holloway
be a
is just
different fight.
Every time he fights, man, he just brings. No one can figure him out. He just brings up high volume, hits all angles. He's just constantly moving, that footwork. I think honestly, he is better champion than Dominic Cruz was at bantamweight.
That's arguable.
And I'm just saying, I think he's very elusive. He's just as good as Dominic Cruz was with that kind of style.
I can't believe that pay-per-view, UFC 236, isn't until the 13th of April.
I know. We have to wait a long time.
Good thing there's these events to keep us busy.
Yeah,
also
true.
on that card, though, is another interim middleweight fight against Kelvin Gastelum and Israel Adesanya.
Yeah, Adesanya.
That's fun.
Adesanya is amazing.
Yeah.
He is fantastic, and I just think it's his time. It's his time to shine.
Rounding out that main card, Eric, your boy Anders, Khalil Roundtree.
Yeah, I've had Eric on the show.
Yeah, I just spoke with him too. He's a good dude. Alan Jouban's fighting Dwight Grant. Nikita Krylov is fighting Oven St. Peru. And then let's see on the undercard here, Ilson Reyes is fighting. Max Griffin, he's fighting.
Bilal
Muhammad's fighting. Curtis Melender. So
Curtis Melender lost. Who did he lose to?
He just lost to Ezekiel Dos Anjos at the Wichita.
Oh yes, I need to go back and watch these fights. I am actually going to go back and watch some of these.
Subbed quick, right?
Wow. And Curtis Melender's
I like Curtis.
Fantastic. Former LFA champion.
Yeah, a lot of former LFA champions, right?
Kevin Aguilar, is fighting this weekend. He's a former featherweight champion of LFA.
Yeah, because LFA, for people that don't know, LFA used to be RFA.
Right, and I actually went to their event. I love the LFA. In fact, I wish they would be on Fight Pass.
Yeah.
Just because sometimes...
I do too, because I can't get access.
Oh, I do get access. I get access just for them, and then also the wrestling, New Japan.
I don't know how to get access, because I don't...
If you get Sling TV...
I'm not going to get Sling just for one channel, though.
I know. And I love LFA, though, because I would watch them all the time. If I was off Fridays, I would cover them more in depth. I do cover them a little bit, and anytime that a Rufus Sport fighter or someone that's I've interviewed is on is going to be competing, I will watch, just like Chepe.
Correction, it's LSU Zelski. I'm an asshole. It's not Dos Anjos. Yeah.
Okay, well, guess who else?
He was in the main event.
Chepe Mariscal is going to be back in action in LFA, and he's going to be fighting for the title.
Yeah, we were talking about him earlier.
Featherweight title, yeah. So I'm excited to see that. I'll be watching that LFA. I want to go to the LFAs. I want to cover them.
Yeah. LFAs are good cards.
Yeah, they're really good. It's the NCAA of mixed martial arts.
Yeah, it's a good, decent comparison.
Friday nights to Saturday nights. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just like you play Saturday morning, Saturday afternoons to Sunday afternoons in NFL.
All right, let's wrap this motherfucker up, man.
Yeah, man.
Where can people find you?
People find me at Fightlete on Twitter, also at Fightlete YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel now. We're doing a lot of content on there. Got my stuff from the Arnolds. I had an interview with Michael Buffer, Felice Herrig, Clay Guida, and that was before Clay's fight was announced. So we're going to try to follow up with Clay.
That's cool.
He's got a fight coming up, right, Clay? I think he's fighting who again? I'd have to look that up.
Diego? Is it Diego? I don't fucking know. That's what we were talking about. It's impossible to fucking keep track of everything, dude.
I know, but I want to give him a shout out since he did the interview and talk about him, because I know he has a fight at 155 pound and he is fighting BJ Penn. How can I forget about that? Oh my God,
how can I forget?
BJPenn.com.
Oops.
BJ Penn at UFC 237 Brazil. I know. How could you not know that? He's fighting BJ Penn, so I'm hoping to follow up with Clay. And
I said Diego. I knew it was a legend like that.
Yeah, that's a fun fight. Him and BJ Penn. I don't think BJ Penn should be fighting anymore, but and I think Clay, his best years are behind him. But listen, I think this is going to be a fun fight. So I think Clay, I don't know. I never see him being the contender. He's just too extreme.
Yeah,
just his fighting style. He leaves himself too open and just. But see, I don't like it because the time he did try to be technical against Gray Maynard, he was just running away the whole fight.
That was
so
terrible.
you can't find the balance. He's either in your
bad
face
fight.
or he's running away. You know.
So where can people find you?
At Fightlete on Twitter, at Fightlete Instagram. I gotta actually I have to reset my password. I got logged off my Instagram. But
I don't fuck with Instagram too much.
YouTube,
It's too much.
Facebook. Please if you actually like our Instagram, we're gonna give away some shirts soon.
You go.
So we get those shirts out. And Twitter, but YouTube channel, please follow it because I am doing a lot more content on there. Skype interviews as well. And of course, we'll be back on Chicagoland Sports Radio every Tuesday, 12 to 2 p.m. I think we're going to be back there in early May because I'm on a 2-month hiatus. So we are going to be back there on May 7th, the week of Bellator 221. So
yeah,
expect some good content from all around.
All right.
Appreciate it.
For sure. We should do more of these. We should do more of these.
I should, for sure, man.
It's fun.
Yeah, we should definitely do more of these. And and I appreciate what you're doing, Mike. You're doing some really good stuff.
Oh, thanks.
You know.
You guys know me. You can find my stuff at bjpenn.com, as we mentioned. Low Kick, MMA, and Cage Side Press, and of course the YouTube channel, MikeMikeMMA. It's all the social medias, MikeMikeMMA. Just go there, follow it, or not. I don't really give a fuck either way. I'm gonna do it. So peace.